Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have a little bit of a late-breaking story here this Tuesday afternoon. Bachelor in Paradise will have an episode tonight, 8 p.m. East Coast. I'll be doing a late-night live stream at 10 p.m. East Coast, just for a little while, just to get a reaction of today's episode. But more importantly, Gabby and Rachel just entered the beach on Bachelor in Paradise. Neither of their relationships have made it, and Erich has finally spoken. As we know, Gabby finally addressed her breakup to Erich Schwer last night on Dancing with the Stars. She received 2 perfect scores, totaling 80 points. She's made it to the finals, and the elephant in the room was finally addressed. Her relationship with Erich is no more. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'm also on Patreon every single day for behind-the-scenes bonus content, and let me tell you something. We got a lot of it lately at patreon.com/Dave Neal. Plus, the daily podcast is out, Bachelor Rush Hour. All right, so I'm going to play for you guys exactly what Erich said. I'm sorry, I'll read for you guys what he said. Let's get into it right now. It's on his Instagram stories. Here it is. He just posted this 2 hours ago. A lot of you are reaching out with questions about me and Gabby. It should be Gabby and I, right? The reality is that we ultimately were not each other's people. It's hard when there isn't one thing to put your finger on. We met in a very unique situation and in a very unique way, and I'm grateful we did. I would never take it back. Gabby is an amazing person, and she is doing amazing things. I will always root for her, and I hope she gives them hell in the Dancing with the Stars finale. I have learned and grown so much this year from experiences and mistakes, and I continue to better myself every day. I am hoping to take this time with my family and loved ones and focus on myself. I have been working hard these past few months, and I'm excited to share it with y'all eventually. Now, of course, because he put this on his Instagram stories and not as a post, that means the public at large can't comment on it. Although I do have to tell you, I don't know if it's anyone's right to comment on their relationship. I mean, look, people can comment on whatever they want to comment on, of course, but, creators, social media, we have the ability to take back how we let other people address us. It's almost like by posting this on his story versus his as an initial post, which allows comments, it's not letting people share their opinion however they may see it fit. Now, of course, they'll have a bunch of people that side with Gabby saying, oh, he's this, he's that, he's whatever, and she needs to move on and do better. And then there'll be people siding with him saying, oh, she was on Dancing with the Stars and she should have been investing in her relationship. And the truth obviously is somewhere in between regarding the fact that, they just weren't each other's person, right? That's what it came down to. So I'll read a few comments as they've been left on other platforms. Just give me 1 second here as they load. This is a last-minute breaking updated story. By the way, I was actually doing a Zachary Realities podcast when this came out, so have a listen to this.
Posted in an Instagram clarifying his breakup with Gabby.
A lot of you are reaching out with questions about me and Gabby. The reality is that it looks like it's my statement, like it's Gabby and I. Anyway, so I was on Zachary. I was doing his podcast. I was actually shooting behind the scenes video content all day long for like a day in the life of Bachelor Nation. So it actually worked out really well that a story broke because I was able to show it with all of my side behind the scenes cameras. So if you want to see us have that conversation, and what's so funny is we literally recorded this in a multi-million dollar studio at Spotify's headquarters in downtown LA, and here we are with some shitty green screen in the background. Hey, but that's the internet, right, folks? All right, so let's just go real quick back to what other people have been saying. Someone said, this is totally me when I have to work on a project I don't believe in, so I just half-ass the whole thing until everyone forgets about it. That's what they think his breakup statement was. Someone said, I'm shook at how quick their turnaround was from the finale to being broken up. Do we think they were already having issues after the final rose, or do you guys feel like it was more when she started Dancing with the Stars? My view is this. They weren't meant for the real world. They weren't in a place where they could commit to each other to do the real work to make that spark last. And by real work, I mean, having grace for each other's shortcomings. Now, A lot of people are upset with Gabby for, not dumping him sooner when the blackface photos came out of him dressed as Jimi Hendrix in high school, or when the girl he was seeing before he went on the show exposed him for being in a relationship right before going on the show. These are the types of things that I'm not saying there's a scenario in which we should accept everyone else's flaws, but if you're in a relationship and you see it being worth your time, then you deal with the adversity as a team. You help each other through those dark times. That wasn't the case here. They didn't feel like that, or maybe they did help each other through their dark times, and then through that realized, look, it's just not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm not really sure which is the case, and I don't think we're going to get any closer to the answers on all of this. I just do know there are going to be different camps, some that side with her and some that side with him, and we need to look at it as just, hey, they're both two contestants that went on a dating show. He didn't believe that he would meet, he said this, right? He didn't believe he would meet his soulmate. He didn't think the show was, going to provide him actual opportunities, and then it did. Now, here we are. I guess this was 5 weeks ago. So, this was at the Halloween episode, right? And, no, I'm sorry, not the Halloween episode. If this was 5 weeks ago, this was early October, right? Either way, there they were looking seemingly fine. Just a nice reminder that social media is never, by the way, I'd love if there was no context to this. Oh yeah, she was feeling kind of green that day. Honey, I'm feeling a little sick. Is my face okay? No, you're perfectly fine, honey. But either way, he's been criticized from all directions, and I look forward to seeing what he does next. I look forward to seeing what the next things are. Look, he's got 250,000 followers. I guess the question will be, will people drop him now that the relationship's over, or will people be invested in what he does next? It's been close to radio silence from him so far. I do want to remind people of this. This story came out by Sarah Heron just yesterday. I might have a separate video on it, but we covered this already. Rachel Kirkconnell suggests producers didn't want her and Matt James together, and other random aspects from her podcast that she did. She mentioned in it that she was pushed to write a written statement and not speak to my followers, like with my face and whatnot, by the show and the producers. This, of course, after Rachel Kirkconnell was embroiled in controversy on her season of The Bachelor. We know Eric's situation is different, yet kind of similar. So is the show forcing him to stand behind this black square here where he gives his apology for a insensitive blackface photo? Will he address it? And if so, will it be in a way where people can learn and grow from it? Or will it be one of those, situations where people feel like, oh, he's just part of cancel culture. We're so divided in so many different ways. I want to be perfectly clear with where I stand on all of this. Communication is key. Being able to have difficult conversations, learning and growing, admitting how you're wrong and pledging to do better is okay. It's not, a special thing to stick by your point and never change. So my hope with Erich is that he's able to speak on the culture that led to those decisions that, of course, him and Gabby have had to deal with in the last couple months. And in doing so, he can deburden himself from being the person that he might have previously been, right? We're always trying to be a better version of ourselves, coming from, whatever hometown or parents raised us or whatever imprints were put on us, shedding that and being a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday. Is he doing that? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because we always tell people, oh, take the time to learn and all this. And then when we don't see it on their Instagram, then we go, oh, are they actually doing this or are they just surfing all day? The truth is somewhere in between. And as an audience, we can get kind of bloodthirsty to want all the answers. And we're just not going to get those. So that's Erich's update. If you want, you can go check my previous video today where we had what Gabby had said, which was basically that they're just not in sync. And here's to hoping they both continue to grow as humans and find love and all that jazz as it comes out. If you want extra content, go check out my vlog channel now. I'll have a new video up end of the week with my behind the scenes of today's Bachelor Nation news. We'll see you tonight for our live stream after tonight's Bachelor in Paradise. Bye, everybody.